loan itself, on an average, maybe $6,000 a month.
$6,000 a month. Welcome to the second series of our Asian Flip Flop Plus 1% podcast. Drum rolls. Alright, so as we have done for the last week or so, we have actually interviewed myself and gotten to know a little bit more about myself.
I have actually interviewed him.
Yeah, and this week we have a very special guest, a very handsome young man, aspiring to become somebody in the future. Let's welcome Derek.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Alright, so our special guest Derek today, we are gonna ask him a couple of questions. And Super excited, alright. And today what we're gonna do is, first off, maybe I'll get you to introduce yourself to our lovely audience there. Tell us what you are doing, what you have done.
Okay, my name is Derek. I'm a financial advisor and also a music teacher. I love to play music and I tell jokes that are not funny at all. You want to laugh, you just laugh lah.
Okay, so Derek, thanks for sharing with us. Mind sharing with us how you started out on your financial advisor journey, why you decided to come into this field?
Oh, okay, so I actually started 4 years ago.
Okay.
How did I even get into it was because of my mentor. He was actually my guitar student.
Oh.
So he was under me for a while as a guitar student. I've been teaching him for a while. And then after that, when something went wrong within the music school, I decided to leave the school due to salary issues. And then he approached me at the same time and asking me, why don't you come and join me? So I said, yeah, okay, so here I am. 4 years has passed.
I see.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I hear you about your financial advisory. So maybe you explain to us a little bit more about what you do on the side as a music teacher as well?
Yes, so previously I was a full-time music teacher and I used to gig a lot. Like I play in bars and restaurants, pubs and stuff like that. And then when COVID hit, that's where everything, it died lah. But then now everything starts to recover. Everybody is playing now. So, but I have not started going back into the gigging scene yet. But on the side, sorry, what was your question?
Explain to us a little bit more what you do as a music teacher.
Yes, guitar, bass, drums, and ukulele.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I teach 4 instruments as a music teacher, but when it comes to performing, I play 2 instruments, guitar and drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't play them together, right?
No, I can't play them. I only have, 2 arms and 2 legs, so yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay, so interesting. And so with these two, right? So you're still doing your music stuff part-time.
Correct.
How do you juggle between the two of them?
Essentially because for financial advisory, it's not always you get to, as much as possible we try to meet people, but you don't always get to meet people on a fixed timing. So it's always on a very weird odd timing, for example, afternoon 2 p.m. or evening 8 p.m, so on and so forth. So usually my students will have a fixed schedule. So whenever there's an appointment regarding the financial advisory that clashes with my student, then I will see if I can change the appointment date. If I can't, then I will let my student know that this week we won't have any lessons. All of my students are very flexible in terms of understanding that this week there's no lesson, it's fine. Because I'm also flexible. If let's say this week they cannot come, it's perfectly fine.
I see. Okay, so then the $1 million question.
What?
How much do you earn from the financial advisory versus the music industry?
For financial advisory, I don't have a number because it really based on sales, on how much you are able to sell to a customer or how much the customer can afford lah. But if I pull everything together on an average, right, I'm earning about 4,000 per month. As of now lah.
Okay.
As of now, $4,000 per month. And then for music, as much as it's very stable at a fixed timing, there are times where the students say that they cannot come or I cannot teach. Then that lesson will be forfeited.
Okay.
And you don't have to pay for that lesson. So it's kind of similar to financial advisory, but then in a way that it's more predictable. I don't teach a lot of students now, so I'm ranging about 2 to 4,000.
Oh wow!
Depending,
Okay.
it depends. So on a good month, I can hit close to 10,000.
Wow.
If I have to hit close to 10,000, it means
10,000 guys.
be a music teacher. But if I have to hit $10,000 a month, it means I have to be very busy teaching. Yeah, that's how much I earn. I'm a very poor man, you know. I gotta keep working.
Poor man who earns 5 digit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, interesting. So, maybe let's shift the angle a little bit and talk a little bit more about your personal life as well.
No, I don't want. No. Okay, fine.
All right. So, in the podcast itself, right? Like, the reason why it's named +1%, right? Is because we want you guys' audience to be able, to be +1% happier, to be +1% better, to be +1% more understanding of other people's situation, right? Sometimes whatever that you see may not be whatever that the person is actually feeling. So, in the podcast, we try to delve deeper into things that people don't really usually share. And hopefully that gives you some comfort that you're not alone struggling. There are people like you who have also made it well.
No,
right?
I have not.
Made it well.
On my way.
And you can definitely reach out to us if, let's say, you need any help, assistance. We're more than happy to help you. Alright?
That's right. We are not just a financial counselor. We are also a.
We are looking for friends.
Yeah, we have
We're
no
looking
friends
for
lah.
friends.
As you can see, the two of us filming in a 100 square feet room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So, personal life wise, right? So, can you talk to us more about your family? What's happening? Maybe share a little bit more about the struggles that you have back at home.
No, I don't want. I don't know where to start. Maybe you fire me with one question, then I'll answer one question.
So maybe let's start off with a very simple question.
Yeah.
Are there loans to be paid off back at home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there are loans to be paid for back at home.
Okay,
That's
and
why
what kind of loans needs to be paid back?
we are looking at like bank loan, and also like those loans that you borrow from other people. Not in terms of banks and stuff lah. So that's pretty much it, I think. Car loan is paid off already. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can. And are you the only breadwinner in the family?
I'm not the only breadwinner in the family. I have 2 sisters, and I think we are equally responsible. So I don't think I'm the only breadwinner. But as of now, I'm the one paying bulk of the loan because I do not have a own family yet. Which I can understand. When you start a family, there are many things that you need to take into consideration in terms of finances lah. Like I'm a BTO lah. Having a child means more money is required, and then the education for the child and stuff like that. Basically, to start off another family lah.
Okay. So are your parents currently working?
My dad is currently working as a delivery man. My mom is not working. I think so. Yeah, she's not working.
Okay.
I think
Wow.
so. I'm hardly at home, so
Okay.
I don't really have time to sit down and talk to them. But yeah, I think she's not working. Most of the time before I head out, she will be at home. I don't think she's working. Yeah, I don't think she's working.
I see. Okay. So, and because the income is not enough, you have to supplement and help them pay off the loans that they currently have.
Yeah. So yes. So because of that, I have to step in and help lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So, a little bit more sensitive. Maybe I delve into the numbers a bit, right? How much are you paying and servicing loans back at home?
I've calculated before, but it changes from time to time.
Okay.
As of now, I think you are looking at loan itself on an average maybe $6,000 a month.
$6,000 a month?
Yes.
6,000?
Yes, $6,000 a month.
That means every single cent that you earn from
kind of
goes into the loans.
Correct. Almost.
And why is it so high?
It was because my family, right, they used to borrow money. I mean, I don't know if it's okay to talk about this, but we used to borrow money a lot, and then it accumulated over time, like, even though there's no interest included, right? But because it has accumulated over time, and then people start to ask, okay, you know what, it's time to pay back. It's time to pay back. So everyone's, just one shot came and asked for money. So yeah, it became about 6,000 a month.
Wow.
On an average On an average. I'm giving a rough estimate.
Okay.
It could be slightly lesser, it could be more, but that's an average we are looking at.
I see.
Yeah.
For those who are facing such difficulties as well, this podcast will share a little bit more in depth about what's happening. He totally don't know what the questions are coming, right? So today, as much as he shocked me the last week, right? This week I wanna explore a little bit more about family circumstances, right? Things that you don't usually share with people. People take for granted, right? And I hope to share a little bit light about maybe how we can be there for you. Alright, we can share some of the things and tips that we're doing, and maybe get through this together, right? Can you share with us, right? Like these 6,000, so I understand from you it comes from family and friends, because there's no interest, right?
Half of it came from the bank.
Okay.
The other half, it not exactly half, about just like part of it is the bank, part of it is friends.
I see.
Part of it are friends, yeah.
Okay. And if there was one or two things that you could have done differently, or one or two things that you look back at your family and say, oh, we could have not done this. Anything that you would have done differently?
I wish I would study about money more.
Okay.
Because coming into the financial industry, right, you actually understood how money flows, not just within you and your customer or within the insurer or the bank, but also how the money flows around the world, and understanding that as much as money does not buy happiness, money is the key to start off happiness. That is my belief lah. Because if you look around at everything this world has, right, everything has got to do with money. Where we are right now, the rental we have to pay for this, the computer that we are, the camera that we use to film, the food that we eat, and everything costs money. And learning how to manage money actually helps a lot. So if I were to go back in time to do one thing, to change one thing, is to understand, not running away from the money, and understand how it works. If that were to happen, this wouldn't happen today, no? In terms of the finances that we have to pay off. Yeah.
Okay. And how long more do you expect yourself to be paying off the 6,000 per month?
We are looking at, okay, I need to do some math. So if
rough one will do.
6,000, right? We are looking at about close to 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
That's almost 400,000.
Yeah, you can say so lah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So so for those who are struggling like you, right, our audiences, any advice that you have for them in terms of how they should manage?
Manage what?
Manage their finances, manage their money. If they have a similar family situation like yours, right?
My suggestion would always be pay yourself first.
Okay.
So you always have to, you cannot neglect paying yourself. As much as I'm in a very difficult financial situation, whenever there's salary coming in, right, it will always be pay myself first.
Okay.
Then you distribute out to where it needs to go.
Okay.
So like an example, if let's say you're earning $3,000 a month, there should always be a standard amount that goes into you. We're not talking about food or anything, it's just you and yourself. So it can be $300 a month. So 3,000 you take back, 300 goes to you. This 2,007, then you disperse accordingly. what's my monthly food expenses, how much do I need to pay for this and that. Then you distribute out accordingly. That includes your any investment, savings or insurance. That's also part of the distribution lah.
Okay.
You must always pay yourself first. Then even if you are in a difficult time, right, you won't feel like it's the end of the world because there's always a backing. The amount of money that you have saved over the years lah.
Okay. So the pay yourself one is for you to spend and use it whatever that you want.
No, the pay yourself one is to purely for emergency events.
I see.
It's not for you to spend or I want to buy a house for the deposit, so I save $300 or $1,000 a month at the side. It's purely meant for emergency. So emergency can be anything, ranging from medical bill to sudden $2,000 debt that you need to pay off immediately. So emergency, it does not mean that it is just for I lost my job or I'm in a hospital, I'm unable to pay the bill. It's anything and everything that is considered emergency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your emergency liquidity stash that you require.
Correct.
I see. Okay, that's for Derek, right? And it has been amazing, right? For him to be, I totally didn't know his family. I only had the chance to talk about it because he's right in front of the camera and he had no choice, right? So maybe also another thing that let's delve a little bit deeper, right, into corporate workspace and environments, right? So let's talk about why you left full-time music teacher.
Yes, okay. So I'm very passionate about music, so it is quite surprising. Those people that know me, it's quite surprising for me to leave as a full-time music teacher lah. So why I left the job, right? Initially, number one is because of money lah, right? Second thing is because the work environment is very nice, it's awesome, but I think it's the management that sucks big time.
Okay.
Like at that point of time, I was earning 2,200 a month as a music teacher. So I teach about 50 to 60 students per week. That is a lot of students lah. Imagine that one student give you $200 as a private. I'm putting an example as a private, right? You take 60 times 200. That is the amount of money you can earn as a private teacher. But then you work in a school, you don't have the privilege lah, because whether or not there's students, you will always have this basic salary. But anyway, back to my point, why I left the company was because the company owed me a lot of money. Like they don't pay my salary on time, and then they accuse that I did not fulfill my job as a teacher to teach. So it was ridiculous lah. It was to that point where I have to go to mediation to fight for my own rights. So we are not talking about like 1 month salary late. We're talking about 3 months salary late. So it's like June, I will receive my March salary. And that at that point of time, the company owed me 8 months worth of CPF.
Wow.
So it was a lot of money and I couldn't take it anymore, so I went to fight for my right and then I left the company after that.
I see.
So, and that's how it happened lah. And then I became a private teacher.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking back, right, if let's say the company treated you well, would you have left?
I may still leave the company because of the debts that I had to settle. The company wouldn't be willing to pay me $5,000-$6,000, especially when I just freshly came out from the army, right? So I will still leave the company, but it will be on a good note.
Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately, no lah, it turns out bad lah.
Okay. Interesting. So, I don't know how many of you guys face these kind of problems, right? But if let's say you have any problems with regards to salary issues, these are in accordance with MOM regulations and guidelines. They are not supposed to be owing you money. So it's your right. You must remember that you are able to fight for this. You don't have to stay silent, right? So if you need any help, please call this hotline. No, there's no hotline.
You can reach out to us. And I'm very experienced on this, so I will know how to handle it.
Yeah. So recently, I also went through a small claims tribunal for my car as well. So if anybody needs experience or anything, please feel free to contact both of us. Right? We're happy to share our experiences and guide you guys through the process, right? Okay, so next up, one very interesting question that I may have for you, right, is that can anybody learn music?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Even with a broken hand?
You're talking about music, or you're not talking about a specific instrument. So yes.
Okay. And how would you recommend people start learning music? Right. So for me, right, I'm tone deaf. I can't sing. I can't get any musical instrument right. My recorder goes out of tune.
Yeah.
So how would you recommend somebody like me to start?
Actually, there is no recommendation. You just start. Because I was in your shoes before, I do not have musical talent. None of my family members are able to play any musical instruments. So technically, I'm starting from the scratch. I also thought I was tone deaf, and yeah, but you just need to you just. I think one thing that's stopping from people from playing an instrument, right, is the fear of learning. There is one thing that stops many people from learning an instrument, because it's not easy. When you learn an instrument, it's like you're learning a new language. If I ask you to go and learn Japanese right now, it's gonna be very tiring for you.
Sushi.
But the point is, it's the fear of learning that stops many people from doing what they want to do in any musical instruments. So that's why they will start to give excuse like, wow, you are so talented, and I have no talent. I feel that anybody can do it. It's just whether they want to put in the time to go and learn it.
I see.
Yeah, so back to your question, even though I said just start, right? The question is how to start, right? First of all, you pick an instrument that you like. Ranging from vocal to harmonica to anything that you like. You pick that instrument first, because what will motivate you to keep practicing is the interest you have for that particular instrument. So pick the instrument that you like first. So after you have picked up an instrument, then you can start to venture off with, okay, do I want to look for a teacher, or do I want to start off with YouTube? That's where I started off learning instruments. So just go and do it first. Then if let's say you want to pursue self-learning, at a certain point of time you are stuck, you can always look for a teacher. But if you want it to be quick, like I don't want to go and bang here, bang there just to figure out how to play certain things, you can just approach a teacher. So choose an instrument and then approach a teacher. And then the very final thing is to practice.
Okay, I see. So for beginner, right, how much does it cost to, let's say, engage a guitar teacher like yourself?
It depends. So if you are talking about just learning the instrument guitar,
that's a guitar, yeah.
Yeah, so the first thing you need is a guitar, right? So nowadays there are many good and cheap options out there. So ranging about $100 to $200, you can get yourself a nice guitar to start with. In terms of engaging a teacher or the charges, it varies. It actually varies because you are paying the teacher based on their experience. Based on my rate, you are looking at about $90 an hour.
$90 an hour. And one session is 1 hour?
You can have 45 minutes or an hour. 45 minutes will be $70. Well, it varies from teacher to teacher. There is no standard rate out there.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so let's move on to our next question. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to one not so interesting question, and then we'll move on to our last question, which is a little bit more interesting for you guys, alright?
Not interesting, I don't want. Skip.
Okay, so I will still ask, right? So given the current investment market and environment, right? How have you been? Because you mentioned to me that you're in debt. You're still paying for your family's loans and things like that. What are the things that you are still invested in?
Yeah.
And you will still continue to invest.
So I've been introduced to S&P 500 when I was 1 year into the industry by yours truly. Okay, so then ever since that I've been continuously investing lah. Despite the market going up or down, I didn't really care at all because it is not something that you should be concerned about at this point of time, especially when the market is down, because I have a goal when I invest is to have a half a mil at a certain age. For this case, will be 40 years old. So I haven't reached 40 yet. I have 12 more years to go. So at this point of time, and the market is going down, it does not affect me. So I'm still continuously investing and not really care about the value of the investment.
Okay. 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 So share with everybody how your investment is currently doing now.
My investment, the last I checked was 2 days ago. It was still in the negative. So to many people it's considered bad lah, right? People will tend to want to come out of it, but actually I find it a very good opportunity. So I'm still putting in money every month, and I find it like it's like you go to supermarket, right? You see, wow, I got discount, I buy. Yeah, it's the same feeling. I see, wow, I got discount, even better. So I'm continuously investing into it. But for many people, at this point of time, they will feel that they need to back out of it, which I can understand. I can understand lah. If it was a few years ago, I will also do the same thing lah. But understanding how the market works and your objective is there, right? Nah, it doesn't matter. But maybe when I'm close to 40, it will matter lah. But not now lah. Obviously, it's not now lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, to all audiences, right? So, having a long-term view of your investments definitely help, right? This is one of what you do for these few years will determine whether or not you are a millionaire in a few years' time, right? So, catch up this opportunity. It only comes 8 to 10 years, right? Derek is buying like Lelong sale, so should you, right? Okay. So, if you need any advice, any help, right, just feel free to contact both of us. We are definitely happy to assist you on that. Okay. So, final question: if there was one career, that you would want to do, right? So you take off all your guitar, take off your financial advisory, right? If there was one thing you want to become in this lifetime, what would you want to do?
I want to be a YouTuber.
YouTuber? Okay.
Yes, I want to be a YouTuber.
Okay, then what's stopping you?
What's stopping me? Because entering into the YouTube market, right, as much as you see many people like names like, I don't know, let's talk about Singapore YouTuber like Ryan, Jian Hao. All these people, they made it very big on YouTube, right? So like, why don't pursue into YouTube? But the problem here is they don't just make money at the start. So when you first start off a career as a content creator in YouTube, right? The contents that you put out there, YouTube is not going to pay you immediately, and nobody is watching. So you have to be consistent every week or every day to post something, and it has to be relevant contents to your topic on a daily, weekly basis lah. Then the monetization only comes in when you hit a certain milestone. So for this case, as of now, right, YouTube requires 10,000 subscribers. So once you hit, I forgot it's 1,000 or 10,000. Once you hit that amount, right, then that's where YouTube allows you to monetize your video. And how does that work is they will allow you to put ads onto your video. So like sometimes, those annoying ads that you see on YouTube, before you even start playing, they talk you about Lazada, Shopee, all these kind of things. So every time you view the ad, right, it actually pays the content creator. And also, it's a very small amount lah, alright. But as you grow, more and more people view the ad and your content, right? Then that's where you really can monetize it. So why didn't I pursue into this content creation? Is because as of now, I have a lot of liabilities. And it creates a content, it takes time. So for instance, right, I still do create content. So if you go into my channel, right, you can actually see I create a lot of lame content. So like there's this, I think it's just 4 minutes video of 6 types of Asian guitar teacher. So I did that lah, okay? Out of passion and fun of it. But that 4 minutes video took me 6 hours to film. And then the editing part takes another 4 hours. Now, of course, there are some very established YouTubers, right, they can probably take just 1-2 hours to do everything lah. But because I'm still learning, so it takes very, very long time. So it's very time consuming. So what you see in 4 minutes is actually like more than 8 hours of work at the back lah. So as much as it's just a simple, I sit down here and talk, then I change position, I sit down there and talk, it takes a lot of time lah. So if I do not have any liability, I will actually pursue YouTube full time. I like to film, I like to do video editing. Yeah, I just find it interesting to see myself in a video and see how much I've grown from there. So I will be a YouTuber.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll put all the links to Derek's YouTube, Instagram handle all on the link below. Alright, so just click on it and remember to like, subscribe, share it with your friends.
Share it with your friends, that's right.
Alright.
If you enjoy this podcast, please share it with your friends. It means a lot to us.
Yep.
Also like, subscribe, and also leave a comment down below on what would you like us to talk about in the next podcast. And that is it for the Plus 1% podcast.
Plus 1%, that's right. So we hope you enjoyed today's series.
Yes.
And let's thank our special guest, Derek, again.
You're welcome.
Have a great week ahead. If there's anything you want us or anybody that you want us to film, right, and talk about and share about secret dark stories, talk to us, leave us a comment. Happy to help you guys. Alright. See you guys on the next podcast channel. See you at the next podcast. Alright. Of Plus 1%.
This will be my signature hand.
This will be my signature hand.